Hi Shruti, how are you?
Hi, Pinaki ji. I'm good. I still not reached home. I'm on the way.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah. I tried that the video which you had sent, and that was a good experience.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. That was a good one. Matlab, you can. But I could not imagine that on song. I could sing that as well.
Join our program. We are
Like,
having the next session. We are
I
having our
will
next
do.
session on Sunday. You join the
Yeah,
program, so you can have that Sunday session as a bonus.
correct, correct. So I'll join this Sunday for sure.
Yeah. So be a part of this wonderful program. I've sent like all the details are there in that file. So you just need to make that transaction and you are part of it.
Sure,
बहुत मजे
sure,
करते हैं हम लोग, बहुत मजे करते हैं. It's beyond imagination. You can't even imagine that what we do with money.
sure. I'll join it. Also, tomorrow I have the NLP session that you had
Hmm.
told me. That is tomorrow and day after from morning 7 to 10.
Yeah, you must do.
Yeah,
Good.
so I'm attending that session as well.
Fantastic. So, how long will you take to reach home?
I think another 10 minutes max.
Okay, then you have enough time. So, good. You cover your part of this anti goals.
Okay, okay. So I will just cover. Can I start now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, today I was reading the chapter 2. So in the chapter 2, there was a mention about if you are just focusing on your physical wealth and you are ignoring the other aspects of which are also social wealth and your social, physical wealth, and other wealth. So it's of no use of earning that kind of money if you are actually, if you don't have time for your family and loved ones and dear ones. So that was quite good to start the day in the morning itself with those kind of things. So yeah. So I have kind of imbibed on that I am not working beyond 7 p.m. in the office. Like earlier, I used to work till 8:39, and it was normal for me to work till 8:39. So that time has come to 7 p.m., wherein I have actually time to attend this session and kind of evening is there. I have 3-4 hours before I go off to sleep. But still from my area I have not been able to get properly into doing exercise and taking care of my physical health. That is an area I need to work and that needs lot of improvement. So maybe the plan is to start from today itself. So after this session I'm still planning to go to the gym today, so will do my best. You are on mute, Pinaki ji. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just taking a picture.
So
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. See, I was when I was reading about this anti goals, the introduction itself was very amazing for me. When I looked at it, that anti goals are things we don't want to happen on our journey to achieve our goals. So this is mentioned in page 50. And the first two paragraphs which are associated with this wonderful thought was simply amazing. It says that the concept of anti goals is derived from entrepreneur Andrew Wilkinson, who cites a 2017 conversation with his business partner as its origin. And the message was our true goal was actually pretty simple. We wanted to enjoy our time at work, but without the same problems like jammed calendars, constant travel, no time with kids, not enough sleep that plagued many of our successful friends. This he was sharing, Andrew Wilkinson. And he and his partner were long-time admirers of late investor Charlie Munger, who famously said, all I want to know is where I am going to die. So I will never go there. You know, this is a very beautiful statement that all I want to know is where I'm going to die. So I'll never go there. And that quote sparked after thinking. They needed to invert the problem. Just as they set goals for what they wanted to happen, they need they needed to set anti goals, things they wanted to avoid, things they wanted to avoid. So when as Hail was talking about this anti goals in his book, he said that how do you know that which are your anti goals? So what he's saying that while you're working on one of the wells consciously, that okay, I'm working on physical wealth or maybe time wealth or maybe financial wealth, whichever you are working on, observe that it should not impact your other wealths. Yeah, take it.
Just one.
Yeah, take it. So what he was talking about is that essentially it should not impact your other forms of wealth, like other four areas, when you're absolutely clear that it is impacting your other four areas. So anti goals is something where you are absolutely clear that okay, as I'm working on one of the goals, I am also aware that my other goals are not jeopardized.
Yeah.
Okay. So I did a smart action on this today. And the smart action was that, see, I had this session which I'm attending. My friend Somita, she's a wonderful trainer. So I was attending her training. So her classes starts at 6 o'clock. Now, yesterday, I missed her yesterday's session.
Okay.
Because of some other, for her technical challenges, for some other challenge which I was having. So today I made up my mind that anyway, I will be there at 6 o'clock. And the best thing which I did is that I took a nap from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Around 4:30, I just went for a sleep. And I made it completely clear that I will prepare my mind for this session without any kind of distraction. Without any
Yeah.
kind of distraction. So that is the only reason why I slept for 90 minutes. And I got up at just 5:55 and I was straight into the session without looking at anything. I didn't even check my WhatsApp messages or I didn't check my mails. I just got straight into the session. And I was into the session till 7:15. She conducted the session a little longer. And only after 7:15 I checked other things. So this is what I took as a deliberate attempt to ensure that my anti goal regarding health should not be uh, deprioritized. My anti goals regarding my social work, my social relationship, like social wealth we are talking about, or my anti goals regarding my mental wealth, this should not be impacted. So it was a deliberate attempt, like a sabbatical for 90 minutes to take that rest, and I got in getting into the session. And I really enjoyed the whole session. Like I was attending the whole session with so much attention. She was talking about anxiety. She was talking about emotions. She was talking about the difference between emotions and feelings. She was talking about how we impact ourselves with our own thoughts and create a whole lot of diseases. First, they're created here, dis plus ease. And you are not at
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
If it is created here, then it translates into your in the body, and your body starts
Correct.
showing signs and symptoms. So, and I was listening to the whole conversation so engrossed that I could remember, like, I can actually deliver a whole session on it, whatever she said for last 90 minutes. And this is what I experienced today. I really loved it. One more thing which I did today, I posted a wonderful session on LinkedIn, wonderful post on LinkedIn, and this is based on the conversation we had last night. When you triggered that story thing. So I
Correct.
I shared that in the session, and I took that inputs from there. I actually put it into a LinkedIn post because this is exactly what I wanted to train whoever will be part of that story reading to story selling program. That exactly what is possible, how you can write a LinkedIn post and you can actually create ripples. And I
Yeah.
put that entire thing into the structure that okay, let me just put it, खाली बातें कर रहा हूँ, let me just put it and see exactly how it works with all the different kind of fonts like bold fonts, then italicized fonts, which are not normally you can't do on LinkedIn. So there are websites using from where you can create those fonts, create those fonts.
Oh,
Yes, yes, yes. So that you can have those bold, then italics, then bold italics, and many things can be done. Smart quotes. So I just experimented that as well. It was there in my activity anyway, so I just put it together and put it in the form of a blog post with a call for action at the end also. That if anybody wants this, just say yes now. Respond to it as a yes now comment. So I'm happy with that also. That yes, I focused on anti-goal in that way as well. That while I was preparing that whole article, I actually looked at what other areas getting impacted. So that is naturally it was impacting my daily activity, which I do in my office, my job activity. So I just said that okay, chalo, koi baat hai, aaj office chhodte hain. Let me do some social wealth, develop some social wealth. Because if I write this article, at least some people will find it exciting, some will find it encouraging for themselves. So this is another
yeah,
activity which I did consciously. This I'm talking about the conscious awareness, how you're consciously doing it. One more thing which I shared in tonight's in the session which I was having in the 6 o'clock session. That some one activity I do which I never shared with anybody, but this is something I'm doing for a long time, and I just discovered it today. And the discovery is that I spend every day on one single color. In the sense that I just choose a color when I get up in the morning. I just choose one color, and I consciously keep myself connected with that color throughout the day. For example, if I
oh,
choose,
nice.
yeah, so I just look for things which are of that color. I look for sounds which are of that color, or sounds originating from substances which are of that color, something like that, or maybe feelings of that, maybe having vegetables and fruits of those colors. Staying in
Oh, nice.
like as much as possible, staying in that color. In a color only you can see with eyes, and you can't feel it otherwise. But what we are doing that we are creating a combination of everything using that one single color. So like I was looking at the color green, for example. So now my mouse pad has a wonderful colors. It is a very colorful mouse.
Yeah.
So that is why I am creating colors all around me and spending a day with that particular color. So today I chose blue. So I am wearing a blue t-shirt.
Hmm.
I observed that this is something I do, but I never shared with anybody, not even with my family members. That something I do consciously. I just play that game throughout the day. And this also I asked myself that is what keeps me so much excited, encouraged, so much of full of energy throughout the day. So I discovered this is one of the activity also which keeps me engaged. Like throughout the day, I'm looking for that particular color everywhere. You know, so I shared that in the session. I'm sharing it with you, for you also. And I'm telling you, this is a very powerful way of living a life beyond stress, anxiety, depression. आप सब कुछ से बाहर हो because you are playing a game throughout the day and you're conscious and subconscious, both of them are conscious aware of it that you are
Oh,
playing that,
correct.
है ना. कभी कभी ऐसा भी होता है when I go to bed I tell my mind that आज अगर कोई सपना भी देखना है तो इसी कलर का सपना देखना. I, I never noticed whether it has happened consciously or not, but now onwards I'll do that. I'll check that, audit that whether actually it happens or not.
But interesting, you are like, keeping yourself stimulated throughout the day, like,
Yeah.
thinking about that particular thing. So you are, consciously thinking about any particular color, and, that's very good.
Hi Rajeshwari, can you come on camera, Rajeshwari? Let us take a picture. Rajeshwari, yeah, quickly. Wow. So here we go. Let's count one, two, three together. One, two.
You see.
Absolutely awesome. Good. Oh, what happened to my? I don't know. My mouse is not working. Come on, come on. We need to take the picture once again. My mouse was not working. Can we have it once again, Shruti, quickly? All right. Here we go. One, two, three. I don't know why my mouse is not working today. Okay, let me do it this way. Good, we got it. Okay, so Rajeshwari, your story.
So my story is not from the book, but I was listening the Joe Dispenza videos, Rewired series. From there, I came to know how a person can build its personality. For building a personality, a person has to think nicely. Means think we are building a personality by our thought, feeling, and action. These three things are very essential when we are creating a personal personality or personal reality. So that's I was wanted to share. And yes, whatever we are doing, somewhere we want the happiness. So it's a feeling that we want to create. And when the thought comes, it is attached with the feeling. And if I'm taking the action, then I'm able to achieve it. And because of things that I'm achieving, it's creating my brand in others' eyes, or I'm creating a brand that you are on mute, Pinaki sir.
So can you connect it with one of the, like something to do with this book? Any of the wealths?
Uh, yes, with the social wealth, I can connect it as I am meeting the people, and they know means my kids. As I'm very humble and very polite in the school, I love the kids more. I just take care like a mom. So they some of the time yesterday what happened when I was taking my class, uh, uh, there was one question where they have to mention their role model. One of my student, they told me that my role model is Rajeshwari ma'am. So what you like in me? I asked him. Then he said me, I like the way you explain me and the way you care for us. And he has wrote in his copy. So I took the snaps, means pic of that page.
Brilliant.
And one more incident happened. One girl brought one Muslim girl. She brought earring for me. Then I asked why you have brought this earring. Means she told me आप मुझे बहुत अच्छे लगते हो इसलिए मैं आपको gift करना चाहती हूँ. So these small incident happens. So I feel very blessed.
Brilliant. Awesome, awesome. Did you see there is always a connection with whatever you read in any book, by the way? You know, like something sometimes I also do this, that I just connect some chapter with some other chapter. I just pick two chapters, and then I connect with this chapter with that chapter. I just look for something common over there. And that is another game, you know. Basically, it's just like playing games with your subconscious mind and conscious mind constantly, so that you keep yourself engaged into creativity all the time. The whole objective is to like to engage ourselves with creativity. You know, the left brain is the logical brain, the right one is the creative one. Most of the times we spend our day with that logical brain कि क्या करना चाहिए क्या नहीं करना चाहिए क्यों करना चाहिए क्यों नहीं करना चाहिए, why to do, what to do, why not to do, what not to do. That is the those are the questions which we deal with throughout the day. However, if we can actually take advantage of our creative and logical brain and figure out something creative about anything which we are going through, that makes a whole lot of difference to you in every possible way. Like you will be surprised that how come you are feeling so energetic despite there being a situation where people are not experiencing energy. You find that happening. So some people you find always find that they're always at energetic mode, whatever be the situation. They're always full of action. They're always handling things in a way which is simply amazing. I believe probably those they are the people who are constantly creating an amalgamation of creative and logical brain together at any given point of time. So what is supposed to be done, what is not supposed to be done, they're clear about that as well. At the same time, they're also constantly in a creative mode, how to get things done. Creativity is all about how to get things done. So this is something which I explored through reading two different books at the same time, just picking up a few pages. So I'm inviting you to just do that. You know, like whatever you are doing, whatever activities you are doing, which books you are reading, this is the place where you can create a connection between all those five wells. You'll naturally see a complete connection with all those 5 wells with whatever activities you are taking. You can even ask the universe that why I am reading this book at this point of time, why this event is happening with me at this point of time. Because you are actually attracting those books, you are actually attracting those events. It's not a coincidence. You are actually attracting them as a result of your own thoughts and actions. Isko observe, just observe this, and then you see what happens. We are meeting again on Monday. So let's come up with some more encouraging and inspiring and motivating stories for our audience. Okay. Bye. Let's join the FAD session.
Bye, Pinaki ji. Bye, everyone. Bye, Rajeshwari.
Bye. Bye, Shruti.
Yeah. Have a nice weekend. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much.